politics, and power. You might be rightfully pondering upon all that information which has been presented in terms of the political parties, their structure, their role within the state and in the nation, and the fact that parties normally align themselves with interest groups, lobbyists, elites, which assist them to gain power. And you may be saying, but all of this party, election, state, nation, representative government is one big setup where power is shared among players. And if you said so, you are right. You may also say that, in that sense, all parties or no party should be trusted, and that people should govern their own affairs and live in a system where there is no government. And that becomes a little worrisome, because there must be some form of order, and the best order is established by a system or regime of rules which encapsulates the core values of a nation. So rules and laws are set in place to guard against the infringement on people's values, their choices, their liberties, their rights and freedoms. So with that being said, there will be interest groups, there will be lobby groups, there will be elites, there will be political parties, there shall be governing regimes, there will be states, and those states will govern over nations. What is fundamental, therefore, is that the players within those state institutions operate around the periphery of the core principles of those organizations. This is what Aristotle teaches us: to strike the happy medium, to work within the core, to find the golden mean. When once you know your core values, as a family, you practice it. In the wider community, you let those core values help shape events and ideas. In the wider nation, those core values will find themselves into party systems and other functions of states. In governance, those core values should also guide the principles and the alignments or the allegiances that are struck through governing entities. Now, this is a very daunting task, but it is possible and it is quite achievable. The people in the nation ultimately should determine how parties are structured and how governments are run. If the people within the nation believes and feel and know and understand that the governing regime is going beyond the core principles of that particular nation, the nation should recall that governing party, that regime, that group. If the nation believes that the ruling regime has gone beyond the core values to a point, that nation is responsible to recall the regime. Regimes are traditionally recalled by elections, but history is rich with examples where robust authoritarian, totalitarian, and oppressive regimes, even mild democracies, were recalled by the people's might, the people's will, the people's determination. And that is what the nation has over the state. The nation can rise up at any time and demand that the state falls in line. This is particularly the case with democratic systems. In fact, it is for this very reason why the United States of America chose to adopt a republican system, which pretty much insulates it against popular uprising. But in a democracy, as has been seen, it is easy to change a government. It can happen within mere hours or minutes even. And such is the power of the nation. Politics and power.